Well, good morning, viewers. Michael picked up another Cub Cadet.
It's a 1961 4-digit original.
Right.
It's the first Cub Cadet model that they made until they replaced it with the 70 and 100.
The what? I didn't hear that.
The 70 and 100 series.
This jumper is doing his jumpy thing. And we're trying to close the door because it is a bit chill this morning, right, Mike? I don't know.
It's not cold out. Okay, you stay here. It's not cold. It's damp out and the fog is clearing up.
Fog. It's foggy. Jumper's in here jumping on people. That's what he does. So we got the original Cub Cadet.
Yep.
Michael, tell me in the audience who is not super knowledgeable what that means, the first cadet. Is that the first years that they ever made them?
Yeah, they came out in 61.
Okay.
This happens to be a 4-digit 61 model. This was their first garden tractor that they made. It's a little bit different than the traditional narrow frames.
Okay.
It's actually belt driven to a clutch shaft, or a shaft driving the rear end.
Right.
So it's not a total belt drive, but it is. The frame's totally different from a narrow frame.
Right. I don't see any access holes where you can see what's going on, but there's the clutch is down in there, right?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's running down underneath here.
Yep.
Running to the back. And,
Yep.
it's kind of funny, they got 4 bolts here holding the transmission of the frame.
Okay.
As opposed to on the narrow frames, like the 70 and 100, they got a bunch of 3/8 bolts going in the side of the frame. So you don't have this effect going on.
Some kind of bending.
Right. So
Right.
the problem with these tractors is they crack, the frames crack on them. And this tractor, all 4 bolt holes are cracked.
Oh, okay. I was going to say.
And you can see the separation
All
right
right.
here.
Yeah.
You can see it's not what it's supposed to be.
Right.
So
Yes.
that was definitely one of their weak links
Yeah.
in these things. But
Right.
still fixable, it's not terrible. So it's kind of, it's kind of strange, but
Yeah.
they did figure it out with the 70 and 100 when that came out.
Okay. Now, obviously, the engines got more powerful with time. They got a little better. So this thing is going to be definitely under 8 even, right?
Yeah, it's a 7-horse Kohler K161, just
Okay.
like the Model 70.
Okay.
The originals used the oil bath air cleaner, which the 70 didn't use.
Okay.
They just used the traditional paper element.
Okay.
So this has actually got an oil bath air cleaner.
Yeah.
They started off with the voltage regulator being mounted up here, as opposed to being up here,
Yep.
like it is on the 70 and 100 when they
Right.
came out.
Right.
There's no oil dipstick provision here, like the regular Kohler engines are.
Yeah.
So it's actually, you got to take this plug out over here, and there's a little dipstick on it.
Huh. So the top plug,
Yep. You got to take that out if you want to
Yeah.
check the oil.
huh?
And it's got, they call this the early style starter generator bracket.
Okay.
Because the later starter generator brackets were a cast piece.
Yep.
That were fairly thick here, as opposed to just the ears here.
Yep. Otherwise, it looks mostly similar to the starter generator, but the ones he used later. But the front looks different to me.
Yeah, another thing about the originals, they didn't come with PTOs.
Okay.
So this is actually just a pulley.
Yes.
So if you wanted to run the mower deck, it's a little different setup. This spins all the time on the mower deck. It actually has a control that you got to turn on to engage the blades.
Right. Some kind of pulley that pushes against the belts or whatever.
Yeah, I'm not super familiar with it, but as far as I know, it's like there's a lever or a pedal or something on the mower decks.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's real OSHA compliant
Right.
nowadays.
And of course, 6-volt system.
No, it's 12 volt.
Really?
Yeah, it is 12 volt.
And it was originally? Wow.
They were 12 volt right out of it.
Boy. Was it the other international Cubs and stuff that started 6 or?
Yeah, just the big farmhouse started off 6
Okay.
Cub Cadet because it was 12.
Huh. All right.
Another thing too is the grill casting here is cracked,
Yikes.
which I think is another common issue with the original.
Huh. Do we have the technology here in our?
Yeah, we can
garage
weld it.
shop? We can.
But
Cast? Yeah.
the previous owner also did give me another grill
Oh, great.
that's in good shape.
Great.
But I could probably try welding
Over
this.
there. Okay. Yeah, we can always try it.
Another thing is these grills are considerably thinner than the later Cub Cadets.
Yeah, I can see that. From what I remember. Yeah.
Even the bolt holes here, you know, it's got little bolts holding the hood to the grill.
Yeah.
Little bolts holding the grill to the frame.
Yep.
Even the frame itself is totally different. The engine's totally exposed on these. It's not sitting inside the frame.
Right.
So you probably get the motor off considerably faster.
True.
70 or 100.
True.
The dash tower is different. Everything's pretty much different.
Right. Things are subtly different. Well, if you got a really good eye for these, then you can spot it immediately. The overall layouts for the uninitiated very similar through the years, I guess. But
Well, I come over here, you can show them the 4-digit serial number sitting right here. It's 8820.
all right.
Okay, let's see. See it right there, 8820. It's serial number.
I do. I hope that shows up on the video. Yep. Yep.
They made these from 61 to 63. They started off as a 3-digit.
Okay.
I believe serial number 501. So the 3 and 4 digits are a little more desirable than the 5-digit. Later one, 62, 63.
Yep.
I looked this one up. It was built in May of 61.
About 3. Probably shouldn't do the math on the internet, but it's older than I am. Just only by a little bit.
They started making these in January of 61. So
Right.
it's pretty early.
It looks like it was well kept. I mean, for that many years, it wasn't. You know, I mean, how many of these things really survived?
A lot of them are in pretty bad shape now because they're so
Right.
old.
Yes.
As you can tell, it did come with a set of fenders, which is a nice addition.
It did. Yes.
They're worth a couple $100 by themselves. They're in pretty good shape.
Right. Cool.
Where's the hood picture?
It's still got the original hood ornament,
Yes.
which is a little bit different than the other narrow frames. They don't have this piece.
Right. These cross pieces.
And the ornament actually sits back on the hood, probably
Yep.
so people didn't break them off as much. Even the hood braces even cracked underneath there. Usually these crack.
Yes.
This one's still in good shape.
Yeah. That's maybe something else cracked first.
Frame cracked instead
Yeah.
of the hood brace.
Yeah,
Right.
we're not picking on them. We know they're older now, but
Yeah.
definitely the method they used to hold the frame to the transmission. You know, hindsight, I guess, built it out of a little thicker steel.
Yep. Right. You
For
know.
the most part, they did what they had to do.
Yeah, to make money.
Right. It's like anything.
Right.
Didn't seem to break it. You never heard about it breaking under warranty or anything. But
Right.
It is missing the IH badge that goes on the grill here. I'm trying to find one of those that isn't ridiculously priced.
Yep. And I noticed from this angle that it was cracked there over under the seat.
Yep, even that fender bracket is cracked.
Yep.
Not really sure how they expected this little bit of metal here to hold up over time. There's
Yeah.
not much material
Yeah.
here.
Did they put that relief in there for something specific? It looks.
I believe it's something to do with the sleeve hitch,
The what?
the rear hitch, sleeve hitch. That
Oh,
you can get on
sleeve
these.
hitch. Okay.
I believe it's something to do with that.
All right.
I could be wrong, but I'm pretty
Yep.
sure. And the steering system is kind of similar to the narrow frames, but instead of on the narrow frames, from the box to the axle, the drag link's over here. And then on this one, it's coming down over here, and it's on the bottom. instead
Right.
of being up on the top over here. So it's a little bit
Yeah.
different.
Little, I guess it's better to keep it out of the way maybe if you could, right? Have it up top.
Well, the other thing is, the way this is designed, this doesn't have the typical roll pin shear, under shear, because it's on the double arm there. It does two front, you know what I mean? The other style system early was pretty weak with the roll pin.
Yep.
And this is obviously hooked into the same arm as the, arm tie rod going across. So,
Yeah.
yeah, up top is nice for clearance, but I think you didn't have the problems with these
Yeah.
that the narrow frames had. And obviously, when they went to wide frame, they went to a system more like this, but it was up top and it was just heavier. But anyway,
Yep.
they're a good tractor. I mean,
Right.
they're.
If it wasn't a good tractor, Michael wouldn't buy them.
Sherman and I grew up on these because our father, we
Yeah.
had Cub Cadets as kids.
Yeah.
I got Michael into them, and we liked the farmalls, bigger farm tractors, International. Of course, our grandfather was a manager in West Haven, International Harvester, so we kind of took the liking to those. That's pretty much the history.
Right. Now, the Cub Cadet we had, we moved to Connecticut in about 65. When do you think, you probably know, when did we get our first Cub?
As far as I know, Michael, what year is the 100?
That's a 64.
The 64. As far as I know, that was I may be mistaken, but I believe that was the first Cub Cadet that Mom and Dad owned to mow the property
Right.
over there in Newtown. He may have had a 70
Yep.
and then ended up with that. So, but that tractor was not very old because that's the only tractor, and I was a kid, of course.
Right.
But it wasn't very old when he got it, and it's still in really good shape. We've kept it in the family, but
Correct.
I want to say it's been around since
Yeah.
they bought the house there.
Right.
They ended up with that because that property is just. I mean, it was an acre, but it's not
Yeah.
something you want to be push mowing. And
Right.
I'm pretty sure it's like you say, that was one of the first things they acquired.
Right.
To take care of business over there, and
Yep. And then we wound up, not that we want to go into a huge amount of reminiscing, but we wound up getting a couple more to kind of,
I think Dad bought a few and wanted to maybe sell them and
Yep.
get some more money, and then I don't, Mom found the 104 and the Bargainoos right in Newtown, and they ended up buying that one, and Grandpa ended up with the 100. I don't know why or whatever,
Yeah.
but I know the price was good. The tractor was really clean.
Right.
So then we ended up with the 104. But we kept the 100 in the family, so
Yeah.
those were the two that I remember being around.
Yes. I was going to say there was a total of 3. I think there was one that was rather short-lived. It was at our house. Dad sort of,
And I don't think we ever used it. I think
Yeah.
Dad bought it, fixed it, probably sold it. I don't know.
right. I remember, I don't know if I'm going to put all of this in the video, but I remember Mom saying we got to hide the other tractors because we don't want the buyer looking at the better tractors.
Yeah,
Do you remember that?
they come and they're
Yeah.
buying a
Right, right.
tractor, and they
Yes.
want to buy the 100 or something
Yeah.
because it's beautiful,
Right.
or whatever. It's very
Right.
clean because where's got them inside, of course.
Yep, yep,
And but probably that happened too.
yeah. All right. Well, Michael, good luck with it, and I'm sure you will. It looks like a solid little buy, so that's good. All right. I think signing off because Jumper is restless.